Hi. I don't usually use videos in my blog a lot because I stumble over my words. I am better with the written word. But I think today um, this needs to be recorded in this fashion. Um, I am. Oh, I received a letter today that frightened me more than anything that has frightened me ever. I am currently in receipt of personal independence payments, and I had to fill out a review form. And today I received a letter from Atos Healthcare, who do um, the PIP, as they're called, personal independence payment um, review interviews, that are supposed to be with a qualified health professional, but because qualified health professional covers a multitude of sins, I may end up with someone who has absolutely no knowledge of my mental health condition, which has grown from just, and I hate that term, just applied to depression, but is depression, to having a personality disorder, category B. Me and the psychiatrist are having a row over which one it is, but they're both category B, so I stick with that rather than what he says I've got compared to what I think I've got. The health professional that I could get might be a chiropractor, which is great for my knee and my back, but they're not the disabling features, the reason I got PIP. I am utterly scared because if I lose my PIP, I then fall into a financial quagmire that I may not be able to get out of. I don't go to food banks at the moment because they are for people who are in a worse off position than I am. I do not claim more benefits than I am entitled to because there are other people who are worse off than me. But now my fate could be up to, and I don't want to put down chiropractors, but could be down to a chiropractor who is trying to judge my mental health condition and has no professional basis to do so. I try and get out as much as I can, but for the last 2 years, I have very rarely left my flat unless I really have to, and I really have to force myself. Why am I telling you this? I'm releasing this because there are people who do not believe the kind of stress that these assessments put you under. Even just getting the letter can put you under a vast amount of stress. I have been handling my problem as well as can be expected for someone who suffered with depression for 38 years, with the added anxiety that comes with that. But this one letter with a deadline, which means I may not be able to get someone to come with me, a professional advocate, or a professional who can say or get an appointment with a professional who can then write something within the small time frame I've got to back up the evidence that I've already given. And as you can see, I've completely lost my train of thought. Some people believe that the film I, Daniel Blake, is fictional, and in some respects it is. There has to be some storytelling involved because it's not a documentary. But people have been picking on it as it's not realistic. Well, this is how it affects people. I may not be the only person who's put something like this on, but people who know me know that I handle my problem quite well, considering. I'm releasing this as a video because I want people who know me to see how this is affecting me. And if they happen to be the type of person who believes that this is that the benefit procedures that we have to go through are anything other than inhumane and fear-inducing, stressful, and quite possibly murderous to people who may not be able to handle it as well, I hope this changes their mind. I have stood up in front of over 100 people and talked about my depression. You can see clips of it on the Your Thorough channel on YouTube. And I handled it. For someone who can do that, to be reduced to putting out something like this, I think shows a fall from grace, if grace is the right word. I don't frighten easily. In fact, some people might get frightened by a horror film. I don't. I just laugh, and it's fun to me. It's a bit of escapism. This frightens me. And yes, I know I'm fat. I'm fat because I snack, because my medication makes me increases my appetite. It also makes me put on weight anyway. I don't eat the right things, I put my hands up to that, but if eating the wrong things makes me even the tiniest bit happy, I will do it, regardless of how it affects my health, because if that's the only bit of, the only thing that makes me happy, then I should do it, because it helps me cope. I hope some people actually watch this. I doubt they will. Most of my YouTube stuff is remarkably unwatched. Because it's just me talking to a camera. But at least this time there's some emotion there. I will do my damnedest to try and get the evidence within the short time I've got I'll try and get appointments with people who haven't seen me in months because the waiting list is so long and I tend to get forgotten. I will try and get all of that, and I will try and fight for my PIP. And I may have to do so alone because I have very little in the way of support. I don't have many, if any, friends, and certainly not ones who can support me because they have problems of their own. I can't even approach my parents to come with me because my father is so ill at the moment. The cancer that was at bay is now spreading. He suffers from waterworks problems due to being catheterized that have left him wheelchair bound if he has to leave the flat. He has to be in a wheelchair. And the recurrent problems that water problems that he suffers from have now reduced him to a very weakened state. The cancer's spreading, and my mum can't be the person who comes with me because she has more important things. And I understand that. But it does leave me with only one real option, which is my ex-wife, who is a wonderful person. But if she can't get the time off to come with me for free, the time off, so it will not cost her any of her wages because she is low paid and is really in financial problems herself. If she can't get the time off to come with me, I will have no one. And like I say, I'm scared. I'm scared that if I lose my PIP, I will lose the struggle financially. Being suicidal depressive, and the fact that I've been so open with saying that I would willingly submit to a voluntary euthanasia program because my depression is so bad, I don't want to live. That doesn't mean to say there isn't part of me that doesn't want to live. And it has kept me going for quite a while. I'm not sure how long that will continue to be the case, especially if I lose my PIP. So I hope you've watched this. I hope if you're a friend who understands, a Facebook friend who understands, or someone who knows me at least, who understands how hard it is for me to be this open in a video rather than in the written word. I hope that it opens your eyes a bit more to me as a person. And if you happen to be watching this and you're one of these people who denies that the events of the sort of events described in I, Daniel Blake, and the other horror stories you hear about ATOS assessments and the procedures that we have to go through to justify survival. I hope this either changes your mind, or I hope you feel very happy about what you're driving people to do, what you're supporting the government to do, to turn someone who's quite, with a written word at least, quite erudite and quite open about his mental health problem, to reduce someone like that to doing something like this. I'm a real person. I'm not an actor. I am someone who is not a scrounger or a skiver, or not through choice. I want to work. I cannot get work because of stigma and discrimination, and the fact that against my wishes I have been out of work for so long. I'm someone who is trying to start a business to try and turn things around for people like me. But it's a hard slog, and it may not come to fruition. I hope it does, because I want to work. I don't like being on benefits. I'd rather be off of VSA, off of PIP, and not be demonised by the neo-Nazi toss bags that we have in charge of our country, and the people who support them or believe them in their lies. As you can see, I sort of lose my train of thought quite easily, so this is quite rambling, but I thought this was a message best done as a video than as something written, because when I write, I come across as maybe less emotional, and I want people to know that even people with depression have emotions and can be hurt just like anybody else. My appointment is on Thursday, the 10th of November at 10:45 in the morning. I hope those of you who know me or care will wish me good luck. I'm sure there's going to be by saying this, and I will tell you, it's in Barking, in the London borough of Barking and Dagenham. I'm sure people will be able to find it, and I'm sure there will be plenty of people lining up to celebrate the fall from stability that this is going to cause. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a fanfare of all the scrounger, skiver, propaganda supporters outside the building every day anyway, so I'll see you there, and I will go in with dignity And I will go into try and get just what I believe I am entitled to by law. I have paid into the system, although not as much as I would like to, because I was low paid and frozen out of the job market for so long. But I will go in with dignity. I will go in to get what I'm entitled to, and no more. I do not want to take away from people who are in a worse situation than I am. And I think that's another message for people to take away from this. We only apply for what we actually genuinely need in most cases. There will be some who play the system, yes, but there will be others like me who will go for the least amount of support they can possibly get, just enough to survive, because we know there are others who are worse off out there. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave it there, because I don't think I can hold it together much longer. So, if you've managed to get through this very long diatribe, thank you. And if you've got well wishes for me on the day, then please send them, because I could do with all the help I can get. Thanks.